Guess why I'm going to do another video now is because a lot of people are convinced that it's going to be the end of the world, in December, because of the Maya calendar, and also because of the fundamentalist Christians that would absolutely love the end of the world to happen, and they might even instigate something to kind of a scenario that will look like or feel like the end of the world, so that we'll all freak out and kill ourselves, so they don't have to do it for us. Whatever. I know it's a bit mad. But yeah, I just did that video on basically on intersex essentially, but I did title the video to kind of like poke at transsexuals a little bit, because I think transsexual people in general, not all of them, but most of them, I have to say, are highly hostile, aggressive, defensive, um, people in general. Um, Certainly, with the views that I have on gender and sex, most transsexuals don't want to know. They don't want to keep their ears open at all. They want to close them shut, walk away. They don't want to know. They prefer to be, and this is a generalization when I say they would prefer to be categorized by doctors as being transsexual, and that they were born in the wrong body, and now they're known to not be psychiatric illnesses, cases of psychiatric illnesses, but they used to think that before. And obviously, most transsexuals are still having to um, live in their supposed opposite gender role for at least a year before they're even allowed to get surgery. Now, I do agree with that on that level. And also, just want to point out that I'm not against anybody having any surgery that they possibly want to have on their body and doing anything to their body, including adding a tail when that technology comes along. I wouldn't mind having a tail myself, to be honest, and whiskers and large claws and stuff like that. Like, I'm not actually being sarcastic or joking here. I'm actually quite serious. Don't know if I'd like the large claws or not, but so like when that comes along, then there's no stopping people in general. Now, I did read something else on this is going to be waffle and all sorts of things about I forget the name of it, but there's something in is it Switzerland, where they've got this underground how would you describe it? Don't know how to describe it, but basically they're going to be starting experimenting things with the speed of light and stuff like that, and possibly creating a black hole. They don't actually know what's going to happen. So that's in conjunction with the end of the world kind of scenario. I'd also like to say that friends of mine are having a huge big party for the end of the world on the 21st of December. Um, so that should be great. I personally don't think it's going to be the end of the world. It might be the end of human beings, but it certainly won't be the end of the world. And I know human beings tend to think that we are the best species, living species on the planet or in the universe. Obviously, people like myself wouldn't agree with that. We'd say, like, just the fact that we destroy so much and haven't got systems together, and yet we've still got technically intelligent brains, but we still can't get our shit together as a society. I don't call that intelligent. It's not intelligent enough. I would call them animals that are able to live in their own habitat and not destroy their own habitat, that maybe don't speak English, French, German, Chinese, or Russian, but they speak their own damn language. Yeah. I think they'd be a bit more intelligent than us. And I wouldn't agree that pigs are more intelligent than us. So whatever human being said that pigs are more intelligent than us needs to be put down. Anyway, back to the point of transsexuals and stuff, and changing your body. I'm not against you changing your body. I am more pro, though, I'm pro people changing their mind. I'm more pro society changing its mind. And this second video now, imagine I'm doing a second video. God, will I do 10 videos a day now? I don't think so, but you never know. Um, there isn't a lot of people doing videos actually since I've stopped doing videos, which is a good and bad thing actually, to be honest with you. But let's see what happens now as I start doing videos again. But I am responding and reacting to the comment that was left. I did the video, one view, one comment. So of course it was a transsexual that commented, because they obviously didn't like the title. Transsexuals don't need to. They probably didn't even watch the video, to be honest. They probably just read the title and reacted themselves to that. So if you think I'm a quick reactor, they probably, I don't know, didn't watch the video and just watched the title, which said transsexuals no longer need to change sex, which was a dig. which was a poke, which was to grab transsexuals' attention, because I'm not really interested in the intersex population much in this video. It's not really important. I think it's more a trans audience that I'd like to talk to again. When I first started YouTube in 2006, my audiences were transsexuals. Because why? Because there was no intersex people on YouTube, like blatantly saying they're intersex. It was all transsexual people. So I was in there like the cat among the pigeons, basically. Yeah, talking, stating about intersex, and they were like, huh, intersex, what are you talking about? I don't understand. All right, so these are the people that think they know who they are, right? And that I'm not against you here. I'm just saying transsexuals think they know who they are, okay? Because they grew up and they felt different, like I did. Thank you. And just to explain, I didn't feel like a male, didn't feel like a boy, okay? Growing up, didn't feel like I was going to grow up into a man, okay? Get that clear, people. And now we could ask the question like, why? Why didn't I feel that? Well, could it have been my chromosomes? Could have been. Could it have been my testosterone levels? Not really producing enough testosterone. Yeah, could have been too. Could it have been my upbringing? You know, more feminized upbringing. Could it have been that? Yeah, I suppose it could. Yeah. What could it be? Why did I think like that? Why do I still think like that? Because I haven't changed my thoughts. It's just I'm not changing my clothes. I'm not going to put on makeup. I'm not saying that because I don't feel male or feel like a boy, that I feel female and that I want to be a woman. Do you understand that? That's something that people don't get. They're not really looking at the whole thing in a huge big spectrum. They're really looking at the world for themselves. And the society has conditioned us to look after ourselves personally and forget everybody else. It has become that, hasn't it, people? You know that yourselves. You don't need to hear that from me. Um, People in general are really just looking after themselves, and they're also accepting the labels and the disorders and stuff like that from the medical community, because they trust the medical community like they trusted God in the past, you know. And I think they're wrong to trust the medical community on these issues, because the medical community haven't yet globally announced intersex people, intersex patients, even they haven't announced that, oh, we just had an intersex baby again born, and we mutilated its genitals to conform it into looking normal for male or female. Transsexuals, as I've said already from the start, from the word go on YouTube, which met with a lot of hostility, transsexuals have the choice of being male or female, one or the other, or in the middle. Technically speaking, you can be in the middle like I am, but you're not going to be seen as being in the middle, because if you have facial hair, I'll be seen as a male. And if I've got a penis, I'll be seen as a male, which is wrong as well. But in the future, hopefully that'll all stop. I think it is stopping. I think people are much more alert, much more aware, much more open-minded to actually accept people's differences and individuality. I think it's a damn shame, though, that so many people escape that safety net and are tortured for being themselves, or tortured by not being able to be themselves. So, again, to the commenter that comes on my video, obviously, I'm not against you changing your body or whatever. What I'm just basically saying to you is, when you said to me it was nonsense, I would wonder, is that just the title you're responding to, that, or to the video? Because I know there is a lot of laziness and procrastination in the internet world. We want to respond many times to things, and then we forget and we do other things, and that's fine. If that's the situation, excuse me. But if it's not the situation, I would like you to watch the video, because it's got some great points in there about gender, about intersex and trans. And actually, the intersex communities at the moment are taking on this huge efforted discussion on intersex and transsexuals. They're really trying to either segregate the two or combine the two. And I think it's time that we combine all people of the world and call them people. Rather than segregating them into lesbians, gays, transsexuals, queers, genderqueer, intersex, normal, whatever. I think that's never going to work. Ciao, people. Thanks for listening. Peace. Eventually.